Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yes.
All right. We're gonna do a lot of really cool stuff today. Um, we're gonna go through four games that we have: 2010, 15, 12, and 14. And then after, we're actually gonna go through a City Arsenal game that I want to show as well, just to kind of go through that. So we'll go in order of games. So the 2010s did play first. So we'll go through them. This was, who's this? Yeah. Okay. Good. Let's just watch the end here because even I mean, the second half alone was much better. Let's get in here and look at that. The VO looks better too. Let's make this big here. Interactive player. Okay. All right. Well, we are playing a 4-3-3 here. Okay. So I do just want to look at the forwards because the forwards kind of had issues, right? Where do we want the forwards to be in relation to the defenders, right? So let's look at our forwards here. One, two, and three. So where do we want them in relation to the defenders? What do you think?
Behind them.
Well, if we're behind them, we are
Offside.
offside. So what do you think? Come on, talk. This isn't school. You can just talk. Talk. Okay.
In between all the defenders?
Okay. So we're on attack right now, right? So we have the ball. Okay. Let's get this right back here. Okay. Where's their furthest defender? Where is he?
Uh, Uh,
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Right there, right? So if that's the furthest defender, and we can create this kind of like invisible line all the way down, okay, where do you think we want our forwards if that's their last defender?
Push him behind the line. Behind.
Behind the line or
on the line.
yeah. Okay. Whose iPhone, by the way? Who is
Me.
this? Is that Lucas? We have two
Yes.
iPhones. So one
Yes,
is
I'm iPhone
Lucas,
too.
and who's the regular iPhone then? That's me.
It's Messi.
Who?
Messi.
Okay.
Other I think is Messi.
Perfect. Okay. So what we're looking at here is we want to stretch. And if Nathaniel pushed all the way up, okay, then that'll open up the space. And who do you think we want to open that space up for?
Where?
Well, this is our winger, right? So we're playing a fourth.
Or
Who?
MJ.
For MJ, right? No, not MJ.
Oh,
MJ's over
Elias.
here as a
Elias.
Elias, right? For our attacking mid, right? So we're already offensively out of position. Okay. Now, I do want to start to play more of a possession style, and we'll see what that means a little bit more with the 2012s. Okay. And this was kind of the first game that we really started to play a more possession base. This was the first half. And yes, there were moments when we messed up, which we just saw, bad passes and stuff like that. But at the end of it, we ended up playing really well because we took those risks and being able to play possession more than just kind of the kicking it up and hoping for the best that we were doing. Right. Okay. Now, in a situation here, right? What do we see here? How many of them versus how many of us?
4 v 1,000,000.
Yeah, there's a lot of them and not a lot of us. Okay, and we talk about this being a wall, right? It's a wall of, let's talk blue players. And we want to be able to move that wall. And why do we want to move that wall? What would that do if we move that wall up?
Attract them.
Yeah,
We
we
can make the
attract
run.
them. Yeah, and then we give space to who?
Us.
Yeah,
Wingers.
the wingers, right? So Raphael's in a really good position. If Elias made that pass back, that would have attracted, and then Nathaniel would have come out here, and then we would have gone through, right? And we'll see this a lot with the 2012s who probably played the best this weekend. So we'll see that kind of stuff happening a lot, right? And this is great here. There was just no support. And I think this is where we got scored on first, right, Josh? So instead of you dropped wide and Russell didn't drop in, so Sebastian didn't have any help, right? Right. So here we get in trouble, right? Russell's not back there, and that's why we get scored on. Okay. Now we start to keep possession a little bit better, I think. Maybe not. Okay, yeah, we're just kind of kicking it. Here we go. Oops. All right. Let's look at our shape here. Who's out of position so far? Who's out of position? Right. If we
The
take
winger.
the winger should be up into the corner. Yep, that's right. Okay. Again, just trying to kick it out instead of keeping the ball.
Do you know what the score was?
Yeah, we tied 4-4. Okay, that's a little bit better. Now, let's look to see if our building out of the back is right. So let's look at Otto here because we should all know what happens as soon as that ball comes here. So let's draw. Okay, so this is the player that we're looking at. Our shape is defender, forward, winger, defensive mid, right? So this is that diamond that we've been working on. Okay. So remember, we really want to look at Otto there. Okay. Ball comes in. Okay, let's keep an eye out for him. Okay, was he open there? Is he in a passing lane?
Not in a million years.
I don't know. I think he is, right? Because I see a direct ball from here through to Otto. I also see a ball here that could be played to Youssef, right? So I don't think that's bad. I think Jeffrey is the only one kind of out of position here. So I don't think that's so bad. Josh decides that he sees Ryan in a 1v1 here, right? Which is a really good idea. And now Ryan receives the ball, and then off we go, right? So that's not so bad. Okay, again, now we're pushed up. But what do we see here as a problem? Let's see if anyone can figure this out. And I'll even help you a little bit. Oops.
We're not big.
Yeah,
Oh, I get it.
that's a problem.
All of the empty spaces, like all of this is
Okay, there's
complete.
space there. Yeah, that's, I guess. What else? So Lucas talks about space here. Who should that space be?
The
Elias.
wingers.
Yeah, right. So now what we have is a huge gap between our winger and our fullback because our attacking mid is missing, right? So now essentially what we don't have is a player to get the ball from the midfield, okay, because we kind of have Otto here, okay, to the forwards. So now we have to rely on a long ball to get the ball there, right? Oops. Oh, and I think that's because Elias is taking it. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. That's really good here. Yeah, that was pretty good cover by Josh. I really like this by Jeffrey getting back, right? So when that ball is here, we need to focus on that middle, right, Youssef? So you got to be scanning to see what's going on. Okay, again, just kicking it up and hoping for the best. That's not us. Yeah, that's a great ball there by MJ. Very great pass. And then that should have been a hit. I think one of the big problems that I saw this game was our first touch in general. Our first touch into a shot, we weren't really good at. Okay. Do you want to fast forward a little bit? Just because I think as we got more into that second half, we started playing more um, possession. I think that's our penalty. Oh, no. Yeah, that's the penalty that goes in. Also, let's just talk about this penalty here. Okay. Okay. So someone tell me about these nets compared to the goalkeepers.
They're big.
They're huge, right? So we don't need to be fancy with our penalty shots. They don't need to be super hard. That doesn't matter. What matters is that we need to find the corners, right? So if we look at this shot here, it's right at the goalkeeper. That can't happen again, right? So it's got to be that our penalties, because we've had a lot of penalties and we're going to continue to have penalties because of how physical we are. Just find the corners, pass it to the corners. The goalkeepers are not going to be able to dive that far. Make sure it's on the ground, and then we'll be fine. Okay. Good. All right. There were a lot of just long balls in general that I wasn't happy with. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think that's enough for now. Um, I want to go into probably my favorite game of this weekend, which was the 2012 game. I don't know if they were first. No, the 2014s were first. You guys had a pretty good second half there. But I just want you to watch from the start how these guys play because this is a group that we've been working with for a very long time and they understand the possessional part of the game, right? So here now, we're able to remember start the ball on one side and look at how we end up switching the ball, right? So 1, 2, and then now we get to the other side. We don't like it. So now we start to go back and we keep possession really, really well here. Okay. Nothing forward, so we're okay. We're okay to go back. Right. And then now the winger is open after all that. After we've done what by going backwards? What did we do?
Attract.
Yeah, right. So if we watch this player here who was marking Eduardo, he passes back. And then now Matthew supports, which is what we didn't see with the older kids, the two defenders supporting, right? So we didn't see Russell and Josh support, and that's why that goal happened, right? But look, both of them are coming into support, which again attracts this number 2. Okay. And now this player is coming towards Matthew as well. Okay. So watch him come in towards Matthew, which opens up the other side, which I think is Theo, it looks like. And then now we've moved up into zone 2. CN keeps possession. And it's a lot of one touch here, right? Not forcing it. And then Matthew spots Kieran right here, and he makes a really great pass. Why? Where does that ball go to? Which foot? Let's try and
Furthest foot of
The
the
defender.
player.
exactly. So if I freeze it right there as that ball, it opens him up into the space. Kieran just miscontrols it, but that's a fantastic idea. And he does get a touch on it, which allows Omar to get that ball. He drives down. A great scissors. Doesn't like the option there, so he goes back so that we can restart again. We win the ball
Score?
here. Instead of forcing it, you'll start to see. Then we now can, again, look for the switch. We started on this side. Okay, Matthew sees the space here. A great pass there. Cross, and then right away. Right? I just want to show you the stats before we get going here. And this is what I'm going to start to expect from everyone.
Coach,
So
we
our-
did 22 passes on that first one.
I know. And you'll see that coming in a little bit later. I'm going to show you right now our passing strings. 64% possessions. Our shots was 43 to 6. Okay. The number of passes was 274. The pass locations, most of them were in the middle, which I absolutely love. Right? Look at our shots around the 18-yard box. Fantastic. Our possession location, again, most of it is in the middle. Love that. We don't want to play in zone 4. And then this is the really cool thing. Watch this. Between 3 and 5 passes, we did 26 times. Our longest passing streak without getting intercepted was 16. Okay. That's fantastic. And what that shows me is that we're really looking and making decisions based off the information that we see, right? That we're not forcing it to go forward. Okay. We also introduced a new pressing system here, which I loved and clearly worked really well for us. Starting to press with 2. Okay. And then again, right? Where is them? They are all here. Okay. We want to move them. So we attract by resetting and keeping possession. We attracted them here. It's a great pass. And let's look at this again, because these are the details that we are working on. Look at this ball. Where does that go? Right? Where does that pass go? Into, if we freeze it right here with Felipe, Felipe is in a shielding position. He's in between the player and the net, and the ball goes to that correct foot. Okay, here we win it. And then now we're attracting them, right? So if we look at, again, this winger here, number 2, watch how he goes to the ball, which completely frees up Mert. Okay. And then now this player goes, frees up CN. Okay, just the wrong pass. Sorry, the accuracy there, but it's great. Okay. Robertson is able to get it. A great pass for the winger who's open. Right. And then possession. We can take our time, keep it. That's a great ball again, Eduardo. Again, This is what we're not doing with the older ones. It's the accuracy. Look, Kieran is, this is the space. And a lot of the time I see that ball going here, and it's got to go into that space to lead him there, right? And that ball does. And then now we can easily get out, and a great pass. Okay, just the wrong cross there, which I told him to cross it on the ground a little bit faster. And most importantly here, that ball's got to come in there because all the eyes are on the ball. No one is seeing Felipe. If that ball came through, then that would have been an easy goal for us, right? We just held it too long. So that should have been a first touch cross. Okay. A really great game here. This, we don't need to see much more because this was exactly what was happening throughout the whole game. So really great job here by the 2012s. Okay. 2014. Let's look at that. Okay, not really a really good first half. Skip into that second half here. Okay. Oh, whoops. Let's do that. Okay, this is I think when we really started to get going here. Okay. Decent press. Yeah, this was really great. I think, especially because the 2015, some of them played up as well. So they played really well here. Um, Kind of hard to see. Okay, this I don't like. Okay, there's a lot of players here. We should be resetting the ball, moving it. Yeah. Here we're,
Stats.
pardon? Yeah, the stats weren't really great here. Okay, if we freeze it there. Oops. Right, we only had 51% possession. We did have a lot of shots, way more than them. It took us some time to get into it. Again, longest pass was 6, and we did that 9 times, right? 3 to 5, 9 times, right? So not really great from that point of view. Okay. This was a lot of kind of 1v1 brilliance, especially from the wingers. Good. And what you'll see here is a lot of just 1v1, really great just situations that we did. And what I didn't see was a lot of good possession. That's a great pass, Lucas. Okay. That looks a little bit better, but again, just kind of at that crucial moment, right? Our possession didn't really quite work out. Okay, not resetting here where we should have. Okay, there's 3 players. Okay, that reset came too late. A great goal though, right? So what you see here again is a lot of just individual brilliance, which I expect, right? And that's why we work on the 1v1 so that in games like this, where we go into half and we're tied, we don't just have to rely on the possession, right? We've got another weapon that we can use, which is our ability to defend really well 1v1, our ability to beat players 1v1 using the moves that we learn on Tuesday, right? So here's another great example of that. Okay. Really great 1v1 defending. Okay. Again, instead of resetting, which is what we should have done. Okay. Now it's a little too late. right? And again, 1v1 brilliance there. Yeah. And that's fine. All right. One last game. Really interesting last game, I think so. Was our 2015s. Okay, who are playing 5v5. Right. This was again really the same thing, just over and over again. If we stop and look at the possession stats here, it shouldn't. This is the game that I expect there not to be a lot of possession, right? And we can see that here simply because it's very small field. The nets are very small. There's not a lot of players, right? It's not necessarily about keeping possession as much as it is, the 1v1 battles, right? Although we do want to be able to keep good possession. And I think we do at certain moments, but stuff like this, which Noah does here, this is really what this is about. We should be able to beat two players and get a shot off. That's the minimum standard to be on a team like this, right?
Did we win?
Yes. We won all our games this weekend. Good. Excellent, right? And we can start to see here now, okay, sometimes a little bit of good possession, right? Not often enough, but it's our ability to kind of win the ball 1v1, right? Those types of things. Now, I have absolutely no doubt, again, if we look at the stats, that if we had bigger nets, right, and all these shots were great, right, that we would have run up the scoreboard a lot more than we did, right? They ended up having more passes than us. But in the possessions, right, this is what we won, right? Yeah. Right. Nothing insane other than, if we go in and we look at, by the way, oh, here we go. Do that. If you guys just, as you're making clips for yourself, because you should be making clips for yourself to keep so that we can send to our scouts. Okay. You go into this little camera thing, and then you click the three little dots, you click filter, and then you can go into an event tag, right? We can go on shots, we can go teams, we can go on our own team, and it'll really break it down. So you could also do that with goals, right? So we could go attacking, whoops, filter, event tags. We can do goals, for example, right? And just apply filter. And these are our 3 goals that we scored. All right, so David should win the ball here. Great pass to Noah, to Gregory, who scores, right? And a second goal. Okay, now we're going the other way. Okay, this is really good possession here. Yeah, I don't know where the goal is, but I think it might have been through a press. Yeah, I think Noah wins the ball here. Does a really good job. Yeah. And then with power, and then a great goal. Right? Oh, that's the same one. Okay. Overall, a really great weekend. I thought we played really well. I do want to